Hello guys, here we start with the topic stack. So guys, before starting the lecture, please subscribe my channel. Hello guys, so here comes the first topic of linear data structure, that is stack. Now what is stack? How can we define a stack? So the stack is a linear data structure in which all insertions and deletions are made at one end, that is called the top of the stack. The last element which is inserted on the stack is the first one to be removed. So the stack will work on LIFO technique, that is last in and first out. The last element to be inserted will be the first one to be removed from the stack. There are two basic operations that are performed on stack are push and pop. Now let us understand the concept of stack, how the elements are inserted, that is pushed onto the stack, and how they are popped out, that is removed from the stack. For this we are taking an example of arranging 4 books on the table to form a stack of books. So we will first put maths book, then over that English book, over that Hindi book, and last there is SST book. So it will form a book of stack on which 4 books are placed. So we first push maths book, then English, then Hindi, and then at last we have pushed the SST book. In this way we insert the elements onto the stack. Now let us understand how the push algorithm will work on the stack. So if the stack is full, we will first check the condition for stack to be full. So if the stack is not full, then for this we check the condition for the stack to be empty. So if the stack is not full, then what we have to do is we have to insert or push an element at the top. So we have to first increase the value of the top by 1. Then we put the item on the top position on the stack that we have defined as an array. So we insert an item onto the stack. Then we will repeat the step 2, that is we have to repeat the while loop till the stack is full or we have achieved the target to fill the items on the stack. If our stack is already full, then what we have to do is we have to print just the stack is already full. Now let us understand the programming concept of how we will implement the stack using array in C programming language. Here is the programming code of push function. In this push function, we will first check for the condition to be stack is full or not by using the if loop. So we have checked if top is equal to max. Max is the maximum value of the top element or the pointer. So if the condition is false, then it will come to the else loop. To push an item onto the stack, we have to first increase the top pointer by 1 and then put the item onto the stack, because we have to first form the place on the stack and then we have to put an item on the stack. So in this way the loop will performed by using the while loop till either whole stack is full. So the output screen of the program will look like this. Each time we have to enter the item onto the stack, and at last the stack element inserted will be like this. So the 23 is the first one element and 20 is the last element which is inserted onto the stack. Now let us understand the pop operation on the stack. Now to remove or to pop out an element from the stack, we have considered again the example of stack of books. Now in this I have 4 books on the stack and my top pointer is 4, that is 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now I have to take out the English book. Now for that I have to first remove or pop the SST book from the stack. So I have my remaining 3 books, that is Hindi, English and Maths, on the stack of the book, and I have popped it out the SST book from the stack. And now my top pointer will decrement by the value 1, and so I have popped the first book or delete the first book from the stack. Then I will repeat the step again. For this, now I will remove the Hindi book from the stack and my top pointer will point to 2 value, and then I have find my English book. So my stack will have only one book and its top value will be 1, and I will take out the English book, which is the targeted book. I have to pop it out from the stack. So in this way the pop or deletion operation will be performed on the stack. So we understand the pop algorithm of element on the stack. For this we have to check for our stack not to be empty, the condition to be first satisfied. If it is not null, that means we have to pop or delete an item from the stack. Now for this, what we have to do is we will start popping out elements from the stack. So for that I will take one temporary item for the place where I put my value of item from the stack onto it. Then I have to decrease the value of the top by 1, because I have to decrease or decrement the value of the top so that it can go to the next item onto the stack. Then repeat the step 2 until the stack is empty. Now what we will do if the stack is empty? Then we have come to the else part, where we simply print the statement that the stack is empty. So here is the programming code of popping out an element from the stack. In this programming code we have made a pop function where we first check for the condition to be stack is empty or not by using the if loop. If the stack is not empty, then we have to pop an item from the stack. So for that I have take an item variable on which I will put the stack value which is at the top of the pointer on it. Then I have to decrease 1 from the top pointer so that it will come to the next item onto the stack, and then I will print the item that is popped from the stack onto the screen. So this is how the value of the popping item will be displayed on the screen. Now we will see how the output will come printed on the output screen. So the output screen will look like as the first item to be deleted is 20. That is the last item we have inserted onto the stack. And the last item that is popped out from the stack is 23. That is, we have inserted the first element onto the stack when we perform the push operation. So hope guys you understand the concept of stack in data structure and the push and pop operations that are performed on the stack with the program code in C by using arrays. So hope this video will be informative and useful to all of you. Now let us consider the application of stack in data structure in various life fields. The stack is implemented in evaluation of arithmetic expressions and in using recursive programs, and it is also used in compiler programming where it is used for memory stack and basic operation in compiler. It is also used in reversing data and also in converting decimal to binary numbers. So these are the some example of application of stack. It is also used in various computer operations. Hope guys this lecture will be useful to all of you to understand the concept of stack and how it is implemented using array. So please like, share and subscribe my channel, and in the next lecture we will understand how the stacks are implemented using linked list. In continuation with the previous lecture, we are now going to understand how we implement the stack using linked list. So in the previous lecture we have covered the concept of stack, its implementation using arrays and its two operations push and pop. Now in this video we will understand how the stack is performed using linked list in C programming. So before starting the video please subscribe my channel, and if you like it then please like and share it also. Now let us start with understanding the concept of algorithm of push operation using linked list. So this is the algorithm. Now we will understand this step, how it is performed. Now in the first step we have to check for the condition that stack is empty. So for that we have to check that top pointer is null. Now if it is null, that means the stack is empty. So it means that our item is the first element to be inserted onto the stack. So for this we simply assign our top pointer to item, that is we have assigned our first node of the linked list to be the first item to be placed on the stack, and place the value of the first node to the top pointer of the stack. Now if our stack already has some elements, then we will first check the condition for our top pointer to not to be null. That means the stack is not empty, so it contains some elements on it. Then we have to insert our item onto the stack and increment the top pointer in the form of node. So for that we first join the item node to the last node of the stack, and then we increase the top pointer, and our top pointer will point to the last node or the last item to be inserted. So the process continues until we find the terminating condition for inserting elements onto the stack. Now let us understand diagrammatically how it is done. Now in step 1 the top pointer is null. that is no elements are present on the stack. Then we create the item node and assign the top pointer to be the item node, that is the item is the first node of the stack. Now in next step our stack is not empty. Then how we will insert item onto the stack? So for this we first create the item node and let the item node created be assigned the value 45. Now there is already a node that has the value 23 on the stack. So how we will insert the new node, that is 45, onto the stack? So the address of the node 45 will be assigned the address of the last node, that is 23, on the stack. So the item node 45 is now linked to the stack, and the top pointer will now point to the item node 45 on the stack. So in this way other nodes can be inserted onto the stack. Now let us understand the programming concept of stack using linked list in C programming language. In the C programming code, we first assign the structure of the node, where each node of the item contain a data value which is of integer type and a next pointer that will point to the next node, and we will define this node as a type def of the node pointer, which is of the pointer type. Now for the push function, which is defined as a void function, we first check the condition for the stack to be empty. So for that we have checked using if loop, the if top is equal to null, that means our stack is empty. So we first create the item node by using the malloc function and then scan the value of the item. Then we assign the next pointer of the item to be null. Now we point the top pointer to the item node which is created to be the node on the stack. Then what if the other nodes are present stack? Then to add other nodes on the stack, we come to the else part of the programming code. Then we create the new node, that is the item node, by using the malloc function and enter the data value to the item node, and its next pointer will now point to the null value. So now we will add or insert this item node onto the stack. Then the top of next will be assigned the value of node pointer, that is item node, and then at last the top will now be shifted to the item node which is inserted onto the stack and will become the top node, that is the last node of the stack. So in this way the push function is recursively called till all the item nodes are inserted onto the stack, and in this way our programming code of stack using linked list will be performed. Now let us look at the output screen of the program. Each time the item node is created and is placed or inserted onto the stack. So in this way the stack will contain 23 as the first node and the 20 as the last node on the stack. Hope all of you understand the push operation of stack by implementing it in both ways, that is by using array and the linked list. Next, we understand the pop operation using linked list on stack. For this, first we understand the pop operation algorithm on stack. Here is the algorithm for pop function of stack. First, we have to check the condition of the stack to be empty or full. Now, if the stack is empty, we will print the stack is already empty, the statement, and go to the else part where we have to delete the items from the stack. For that, the last item onto the stack is the first item to be deleted from the stack. So for that, we have to point the item or the node to be deleted to the same as address of the top of the stack. So we will do this by assigning item of next is equal to top of next. After that, we will print the value of the item deleted or popped from the stack onto the screen and join the top pointer to the next node on the stack. That is by assigning top of next to top of next, and then we will free the item node to the memory location, and at last we will increment or modify the value of the top pointer to be top of next. So in this way our pop algorithm will be performed using linked list. Now let us understand the topic diagrammatically. Here the last node contain the value 20 is to be deleted first. So the top pointer is pointing to the last node that is having the value 20. For that, we will first shift the top pointer to the node which is next to the node, that is the last node having value 20, that is the node having value 45. And then we will free the last node that is having the value 20. So our top pointer will now point to the value 45, which is the last node of the stack. Then to remove the top node, that is 45, which is now the last node of the stack, and then we have to shift the top pointer to the previous node of the node having value 45. So in this way we will repeat the process till our stack is empty and the top value will be assigned to null. Now let us understand the programming code of pop operation of stack using linked list by using C programming. So in this programming code we have assigned a void pop function in which we will first check for the stack condition to be empty or full. If our stack is empty, then we have just to print the stack is empty, and then we will go to the else part where we will pop the first element, that is the item node, by assigning the item of next which is equal to the top of next, and then we have to point the top pointer to the previous node on the stack, which is now the last node of the stack, and then we have to free the item node from the stack to the memory. Now this pop function will be executed recursively until either the stack is empty or the required terminating condition is satisfied. Now let us have a look on the output screen of the pop function. So we have taken the previous stack which we have formed using the push operation. Now the first item to be deleted is the last item which we have pushed onto the stack, that is the item 20 is the last item or the last node of the stack which is popped out by performing LIFO method, and the pop operation will be performed in this way. Hope this lecture is informative and useful to all of you for implementing stack using linked list. Please like, share and subscribe my channel for more informative lectures on data structure. Our next lecture will be on topic Q in data structure.